I'm Gillian McCormick, and this is my story, The Journal of H.E. is a personal account of the trains. To the reader, we've all heard stories of the trains. This is the first personal account. I was walking along the tracks of the spot of the accident to find, well actually, I'm not sure what I was looking for. But anyway, I found this laptop that was almost completely unharmed. It just happened to be a laptop that belonged to the beloved author H.E. is. As you know, he had been on the train with hundreds of others. On this laptop was a true personal account, his journal, up to the point where the story ended for everyone. I've published it without any changes. Maybe this was never supposed to be published, but we need to know what truly happened. Make your own decisions about the event, but this is the real thing. Day 1, 10:15 a.m. As the starving artist that I am, I have to take a train, and not an airplane, back to my hometown. As I boarded the train, I found my seat and took a nap, just the normal train stuff. I sat down next to two teenage girls. They could have been friends or sisters or even cousins, but I knew they weren't. If they were, they would have talked, at least a little. But they didn't talk to each other, and they didn't talk to me. So I was just typing on my computer thinking about these girls. One had long brown hair, and she just stared out the train window. There wasn't much to look at, just farms and fields. Maybe she'd never been on a train before, or maybe she just liked seeing endless miles of rolling wheat. The other girl looked nervous, afraid. She never took off her sunglasses, but I don't think she was blind or anything. She took slow, shaky breaths and listened to loud music on her iPod that I didn't like very much, so I ignored it, and there was sort of a mutual ignorement between us. This was fine, of course. I would never see them again after we got off the train. Day 1, 10:16 p.m. The conductor just got on the intercom with a bit of alarming news. Attention, everyone. He spoke calmly, but I could hear the tension and fear in his voice. Our engine has failed. At those words, I realized that the train was no longer moving. We are out of radio zone, and I can't call for any kind of help. He let that sink in. There is no way to fix it. We just have to stay here. Panic rose all around me. Some people cried, others tried to break down the doors that were stuck shut. Some rushed to the food cart to get as much as they could before there was none left. But most people just pulled out their cell phones, only to find that they had no coverage, which of course led to more crime. The girl that had been looking out the window stayed in the same position while softly crying. The other girl let out a shaky breath, calmed down, and smiled. She took off her sunglasses, let her short hair fall from under her hat, and she kept smiling. And soon she was laughing in a train full of tears. Day 2, 4:17 a.m. When I woke up, it was dark outside, but still bright on the train. Unsure of what to do, I walked down to the dining car, poured 3... I'll start from there.
Sure.
Again. Okay. When I woke up, it was dark outside, but still bright on the train. Unsure of what to do, I walked down to the dining car, poured 3 cups of coffee, one black and the others loaded with sugar and cream. There was a young man there with a name tag that read John. Standing there, he nodded at me, wiped his eyes, and asked if there was anything else I wanted. I figured they'd be running out of food soon, so I responded that I was fine. I took the coffees back to my seat and woke up the girls. The window girl accepted the coffee but drank it slowly with a sour face. The sunglasses girl drank it as quickly as she could, once again smiling. "Do you think we're ever going to get off this thing?" she asked. I thought for a moment and then responded, "No." She nodded. "So, you think that we could die here, like together?" "Yeah, I guess." "In that case, I'm fair. I'm 14, I ran away from home, and there aren't words for how happy I am that I'll never see my parents again." My only response was, "Oh." That made the window girl cry. A lot. She was finally able to choke out, "I was going to see my dad. For the first time in months, I could see him. He's about to die, and now I'll never see him again. I'll never be able to tell him how much I love him, and he'll die without me. My mom is coming to see him soon. She can see him now, but never me. And I'm going to die on this train, and he's going to die in that hospital, and my mom will be all alone." And then my day was ruined. Her words, actually, both of their words, stayed with me. I started to think, this whole thing was so real. If we made it out, it would change our lives. But if we didn't, it would change the lives of so many others. Day 3, 6:15 p.m. Now I can feel the hunger. I haven't eaten anything except coffee since the conductor told us what was happening. So now I'm going to eat my ration of food with Farron and the other girl. The worker John passed out salads, rolls, and water to the three of us and pulled up a chair for himself. "Do you mind if I sit here with you?" he asked. "No," I responded. "No," smiled the window girl. "Not at all," said Farron dreamily. So John sat and we ate our dinner in silence. Day 4, 10:27 a.m. At this moment, we should have been pulling into the station, and at this moment, another train is pulling out of where we started. Once again, I'm very hungry. No lunch today, and because I ate last night, no dinner either. All I had was a small breakfast. John had been coming by our seats all day to say hi to Farron and Ray, the window girl. Right now, I should be walking to the dining car. Everyone in the back half of the train is. No dinner for me, not for anyone on this half. Day 5, 12:37 p.m. So now I'm too hungry to write. Ray is so sick, and there's no sort of medicine for her. And Farron isn't eating anything, but she won't say why. John has had to work extra hours in the kitchen just reminding people of the rations and telling them there is almost no food. There's just nothing to eat. Day 6, 7:09 a.m. It always is the conductor that breaks the bad news to us. Today, I have no idea what that says. Okay. It's always the conductor that breaks the bad news to us. Today, the thought that all of us have pushed away is coming true. Another train is going to hit us on these tracks, and now all we can do is accept the fact that none of us are going to make it off this train. So this is the last thing I'll write. I'll never make it back to my hometown for inspiration. All I can hope is that this event that I was a part of will inspire many new authors. H.E. is. Epilogue. When the two trains collided, not one person survived. In an instant, hundreds, even thousands of people were lost. It was confirmed that Ray's mother had been on the train that collided, and both of Farron's parents had also been riding. It was a tragic day, but now we have the story.